and welcome to CNR Travels. In today's episode we're going to go over where we are and anything else plan wise we have. So the first question you might have is, where are we? And we are in, drumroll please, drumroll please, Australia! So why Australia? Why Australia?
Why not, mate?
Yeah, I think the reason why I wanted to come out here was obviously because it is a humongous country. There's lots to do, there's lots to see.
It's easy travelling.
Yeah.
We speak the language.
Yeah, it is literally like, I think it's probably like England but hotter and bigger and more relaxed and better, yeah. Yeah, so that is why we've gone for Australia.
Lots of people have very different ideas where you want to land or like start your journey in Australia. Like a lot of the places from England like to go to is like land in like Melbourne or Sydney. I think that's just because flights are cheap. But we are up north in Cairns.
So when I was researching into Australia, there was a few times where I was like, oh, maybe we can go into Sydney and it would be, like Charlie said, a lot cheaper to get into. But then I also was like, oh, maybe we'll go to Perth because that's like up and coming. But then we chose Cairns just purely because we have a job set up already. So
no rest for the wicked.
Yeah, it just works out for the best for us being in Cairns. The plan for us here in Australia, there's obviously...
Well, there's obviously meant to be a plan because it's Rosie and she wants to plan everything. But she's having a little bit of a wobble because she can't plan everything.
Yeah, so there is supposed to be a short-term plan and a long-term plan. The short-term plan is literally very much up in the air. But then now that I think about it, the long-term plan is also very much up in the air. We do know, however, that we've got a year on our visa. We want to hopefully extend it so we can potentially do it 2 more times, so we can stay here for 3 years. And then, yeah, it might be that we don't want to stay here for 3 years, it might be that we want to stay longer, but again, all up in the air.
Yeah.
What we do know is over the next 2 weeks, we have plans of just doing nothing and doing a little bit of tourism here and there. But after that, we are heading to the farm to do some work straight away. So it's a mango farm. We know that we'll be getting 23 Aussie dollars. We've got some accommodation there. That's a tiny house, which will be really cute. What's really lucky about this is that it is my cousin's fiance's family's farm. So
Auntie Jackie's sister's brother's mum.
Exactly that. So we've really done well to get in the way that we have. It'd be really nice to kind of spend some time with my cousin who has been in Australia for about 6 years now. And she can show us around and she can be our tour guide, and yeah, it's exciting.
We do have the plan that we want to do while we're in Australia, and hopefully if we get our visa extensions and everything goes to plan, we can do this over like a long period of time. Like everyone does in Australia, when you come for a working holiday visa, you want to travel around as much of Australia as possible. And me being a non-driver, I thought, should that be a really good idea? We could get in a van and do it, and then I don't have to do anything. Accommodation's so expensive, and it just gives you that like freedom, like
to drive around,
do
whatever you want.
Yeah. So I think the first plan will be work on the farm and try and save enough money to buy a van. Now everyone obviously would want like a big Mercedes Sprinter long wheelbase massive van, and like,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, my heart was set on that for such a long time. I was watching so many YouTube videos, I was, looking at so many Instagram posts, and now that we've got here, it's just not feasible. They're so expensive, and especially because we want to do it up ourselves. It's just out of our price range completely.
For now, yeah. So we'll just find what we've got. The thing is, being here is everyone does this. So there's lots of second-hand vans going. Some ready pre-made, some not so much, but it's not going to be hard to find a van. It's just finding the right one for us, size-wise and age and the amount of work needing to it.
Yeah.
But on the plus side, we do have a mechanic friend, so at least someone can have a little look at it for us, because we can just be like, oh, tyres are pumped up, I guess it's alright, and then buy it and then break down in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is the plan. And what we want to do is obviously do as much of the coast as possible.
Yeah.
So make our way from Cairns all the way down south, all the way down the bottom of South Australia, up through Perth, up through all the way to the top of Darwin, probably back round to Cairns, and then be like, what now?
Yeah.
But that is a humongous journey.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
bit by bit.
Yeah.
And Rosie's doing all the driving anyway, so it don't really bother me how long the journey is.
Another reason why the Mercedes Sprinter isn't the best idea is purely because it's quite a big van. I'm quite a nervous driver anyway, so parking that would just be a sweaty scenario for me that I just feel like maybe I don't need to put myself through. So at the moment we're looking on Facebook Marketplace for anything that kind of comes to our fancy, but most of it
We're
is
pretty open-minded though.
yeah.
Like we even said, like at one point, if worst comes to worst, we'll just get like a tent box and like a 4x4.
Yeah.
You know, and like the last 5 months, Rosie's been set on. I want a long wheelbase Mercedes Sprinter. I want a shower. I want a toilet. You kind of want this idea of like this perfect like van life YouTube thing where it's like it's not possible. We don't have money to just sink into that. So. It's going to be a make-do job, whatever we do.
Yeah. But I have seen on Facebook Marketplace a 1997 Toyota Hiace.
See, and she's already got...
And I feel like that could be like the next best thing. But they are like everywhere.
So they seem like a pretty decent option.
Yeah.
Obviously you don't get your shower and your toilet and stuff, but you've got enough space for a kitchen.
Yeah, we can always park at campsites and get all of that. That then swiftly takes us on to the next question, which is how much did we save up? So last time we went out to Southeast Asia, we had about maybe 1.5 to 2 years to save up, which meant obviously we saved up a lot of money. Whereas this time around it was about 5 to 6 months saved.
Yeah, but with that 5 to 6 months, that's getting back, finding a job, keeping a job and not having to find another job because your transport breaks down. Multiple times. So we didn't have like a big period of time at all.
So we came back from Asia in May and we probably had about maybe £1,000 or £2,000 left over. And we then came to Australia with about £7,380 odd, which obviously seems like a lot for 6 months saved. But for Australia, it's not really a lot of money. So if you're asking the question, well, what is your budget then? Our budget in Southeast Asia was about
whatever we wanted to spend money on.
50 to 60 odd pound roughly. This one, we don't really have a budget because
we haven't got a planned amount of time either, and we know we're going into a job anyway.
So yeah, at the moment it's just kind of a
wing it. Plus we don't know how long the job's going to last, so you know, you just got to take it as it is.
But we are trying to save money where we can, so we're going grocery shopping rather than eating out. We've got Airbnbs so that we can have a kitchen, and we've got washing machines and can do everything that we need to. So the one that we're currently in is about £84 per night.
This is our second one.
Yeah, which is our second one. Our first one was about £73, but this one is a lot bigger and a lot nicer. So that extra
and really
£11
close to the beach as well.
and really close to the beach. Yeah. So that extra £11 is really worth it. And in reality, that would probably be the same amount that you would pay for a hotel in England. So I'm okay with that.
So like I said previously, we're doing the working holiday visa. Primarily I want to be doing more of the holidaying.
I think everyone is.
But you know, Australia, cheap baby.
So that is visa
subclass 147.
So that means that we obviously have a year to work and go on our holiday, but you have to have 88 days worth of work, so that's agriculture based or anything in terms of like in the North Territory, a lot of that covers. But yeah,
I think they do though. There's lots of ways to like get that done quicker, because I think some places are like, if you work full weeks, you get an extra day signed off and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's also it's not that much, and like we said, we need the money anyway, so
yeah.
probably end up working a bit more than that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The visa itself came to £330 person.
But that wasn't the only cost of the visa,
No.
because we spent a lot of time in Southeast Asia before we came. We got asked to do medical checks, which you have to do with embassy approved practitioner, which so happened to be a private Bupa place in England, which cost us £300 each for the privilege.
So yeah, we had to drive an hour away to get this sorted. We had to get a chest x-ray scan. We had to get some blood tests. We had to get...
like a general like health checkup, like weight, height, stuff like that.
But yeah, £300 was not in our budget at all. So again, that was another setback for us.
Yeah, so £600 setback. So when we arrived, we had to do some boring admin, which everyone has to do when you get here for the working visa. We decided to just jump straight on it as soon as possible. The main things for us was like straight away get a bank account. We went with ANZ. It's all on like an app, and it was like super easy. We just needed our like national insurance number and our ID. So that was super simple. We got that done. We applied for our, what was it?
Tax file number.
Our TFN or whatever it is.
TFN. Yep.
We,
SIM cards.
SIM cards. We both went with a different provider.
Yep.
I went with Optus and Rosie went with Telstra. And we thought, oh, we'll have like a month each, pay and you go, and see which one's better. And then we got in an Uber and the guy was like, fucking no mate, fuck Optus, just go with Telstra. Optus is shit, so I might have to change, I don't know. And also we had a problem with my visa that I've got to sort out, and when I've called them I have to actually fill out a form, go to the local library, print out the form, fill it out in a CAF, got to go by post to somewhere in Brisbane, and you just got to hope they're lenient and go, that's okay mate, everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah.
So obviously being here for such a long time, it's not so much like Asia, where we were smashing out countries every 4 weeks and doing 6 activities a day, and everything was planned and it was like go non-stop. So like our upload schedule might be a bit slower or a bit erratic depending where we are, but we're still going to be uploading and working stuff out. We've got a couple of videos we filmed back in England when we were back, just to show what life was back at home. So yeah, like you've just got to bear with us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Until we work something out, it's just going to be a bit touch and go for now.
Yeah.
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 But stick with us, because we're not that bad.